Greetings friends, today I am going to tell you about a horror movie called Mercy Black. Enjoy watching it. Three girls were singing songs in a field, and when they went deep into the woods, both girls stabbed their friend, and when little Marina Hess ended up in a psychiatric hospital, she told him that she had committed murder for her imaginary friend Mercy. 15 years later, Marina was already much older and feeling much better and more adequate. So Dr. Ward informs her that she has filled out her discharge papers. It's time for Marina to master her adult life, because judging by the results of her latest examinations, she is quite healthy. She didn't really want to leave the hospital, so she left there only sadly. She was picked up by her sister Alice, who told her on the road that her son Bryce is 8 years old and she's dating a new guy. She lives in her parents' house, but her father changed a lot of things there after her mother died, but her room is still the same as it was when she was little. So she starts unpacking, but Bryce shows up out of the closet. He was playing hide and seek with his friend and tells her that his father is on a secret NASA mission, but she knows that he doesn't really live with them anymore. In the evening, she decided to take a bath and remembered how 15 years ago, she cut off a dead girl's finger. So a vision came to her and she tried to fight it by counting to 5, but the dead girl rose up. It turned out to be a dream. Although the scare wasn't over, she was also scared by Bryce, who brought her a night light. In the morning, she immediately asked where she could find a job, and Bryce helped her look for advertisements, but the girl couldn't do it, so Bryce was surprised because he thought the art school in Onley where she was studying had the internet. Alice showed up and asked her son to play with the dog, and she herself told him that she was lying to her son to keep him safe. At dinner tonight, they listened to Alice's new boyfriend, Will, talk about his fun job as a plumber. But it was time to put Bryce to bed, so Alice and her son left the table, and Marina told him that she wanted to get a job and study child psychology. Will laughed but later apologized for his behavior and continued to dig into her memories of killing a girl for Mercy Black. Marina becomes uncomfortable, but he explains that he is preparing her to hear him often because Mercy is now popular on the internet. All thanks to Marina. At night, Marina remembers her murder and senses someone else's presence in the hallway, but when she goes downstairs, a doll labeling her a psychotic bitch breaks the glass and Alice runs out and manages to spot the car. In the morning, Alice is about to leave and leaves Marina alone. And in the car, her son asks who Mercy Black is, but Alice asks that the name not be mentioned again in their house. Marina took up woodworking, and Bryce at school decided to ask his teacher about Mercy Black, but she helped him find information on the internet. But when she saw what it was, she decided to tell a story to distract the boy from the ghosts and bloody flesh, but the boy continued to consider the creature when she left. Marina was quietly working the stairs, but a feather fell from above and Will startled her from behind. He was aware of what had happened yesterday, so he apologized and offered tea. But the conversation again touched on her past. He thinks Rebecca Klein manipulated Marina, but the girl didn't know she had been let out. Will smelled money and offered her an appearance on a talk show, but she decided to move on to work. Then Will began to insist and she accidentally hurt his arm, and just then Alice returned. The man got angry and then Alice chased him away. Marina offered to move out so as not to cause problems, but Alice refused, the doctor advising her not to be alone. And when she went out to throw out the trash, she found the corpse of her dog in the trash can, while Marina imagined the unknown. Alice called everyone outside and asked Marina to babysit Bryce while she went to see Will, because he probably did it. But the boy thinks that Mercy did it. When Marina returns to the house, she tells him that Mercy is a common fabrication and not to be believed. But the boy has found her past on the internet, so she tells him it was a mistake and she did that terrible thing to save her mother. But as he knows her grandmother is dead, so the boy takes her to the computer and shows her various stories about Mercy. And Alice goes to Will's house and sees a whole investigation on his walls about her sister and Mercy Black around the world because he wants to become rich by writing a detective. After that, Alice doesn't want any connection with him, so she returns home and sends her son to bed. Will has visions of Mercy, and when he hears rustling in the hallway, he doesn't find anything there. But his room is turned upside down and there is a doll behind the door that scares Marina, but Will doesn't get off that easy. But Bryce woke up and found a dead dog under the bed, but he used Marina's way and the dog was gone. But when he lay back down, he saw Mercy in the vent. The girls ran to his scream and Marina saw the writing on the wall, which was on the sneakers of the murdered girl, over which they performed some kind of ritual, in which they were to cut off her finger. In the morning, Marina strongly decides to verify its existence, because even Bryce sees Mercy. She goes to her friend's house with whom she killed a classmate, hoping to find answers and help Bryce. Rebecca's mom lets her in the house, but her friend tried to hang herself, so is now in a catatonic state. Her mother leaves them to make tea, and Marina tries to talk to her friend, but her attempts are unsuccessful, and she finds a map in her shelves. But Rebecca immediately attacks her and her mother begins to calm her daughter down and Marina runs away. Bryce at this time began to behave strangely, so the teacher brought him home. Where his friend Sam happened to be, Alice sent them for a walk outside and called Marina's doctor herself. Bryce in the meantime brought Sam into the pantry and after looking at the painting of Mercy Black suggested that he play a game. At this time Alice offered to arrange a meeting, but she heard the children screaming. Bryce set a trap for Sam, while his mother pulled the handle. He choked, but then the boy regained consciousness and cut the rope, telling his mother that Mercy Black had ordered him to do it. Marina turns out to have taken the map with her and went to the very place where everything is still preserved after all these years. She found the bunker on the map where the girls created Mercy Black 15 years ago to save her mother, and she clearly realized that no Mercy ever existed. As evening came, Sam's parents informed Alice that they would sue her because her child was out of control. And when Mom returns to the kitchen, Bryce disappears, but leaves drawings of Mercy on the table with promises written on them. But the police call, they found Will dead, so they ask her to come down to the station and answer a few questions. She answers that she will be there soon and goes upstairs. There Bryce tells them that she is in the house, but her mother wants to prove that no one is here. But when she comes out, the door closes in front of Bryce and Alice sees Mercy in the window and falls down the stairs. Marina comes home and Alice says just one word to her, Mercy. Bryce returns to the house and the doctor asks for data on Marina's old case. She meanwhile puts Bryce to bed and shows her the mask that was made of paper and glue, and suggests that Mercy will not exist if she is not believed. The boy asks her to stay, but after a while she falls asleep herself and realizes Bryce is missing. When she came downstairs, there waiting for her was Bryce wearing a Mercy mask. The girl tried to convince the boy that the monster didn't exist, but he started to sing and from behind something struck her. Bryce rushed out and found his teacher outside the house, who found herself without the very finger Rebecca had cut off 15 years earlier. The teacher takes Bryce to the woods and asks him to stay in the bunker so that nothing will happen to his mother. The doctor awakens Marina and she remembers that Mercy created Lily, who had her finger cut off in the future. The doctor tells her that she disappeared a long time ago and changed her name. No one knows where she is, but Marina asks the doctor to believe her once. Bryce, meanwhile, gives the doll in the corner back all the elements and closes her eyes. The girls arrive at the bunker, but inside Marina went alone, but that was a mistake because Lily cut the doctor's throat and went downstairs. 15 years ago, the girls had an agreement to sacrifice Lily to create Mercy and for Rebecca and Marina to believe in Mercy's existence, but Marina didn't keep her word. Immediately she stabs her and allows Bryce to escape, but she herself is stabbed in the abdomen and squirms in pain, while Lily tells her that for many years Mercy has only seen her and has infiltrated Marina's house to do bad things. So when she finds Bryce, she will slit his throat if she doesn't stop her. Bryce manages to get out of the bunker, but Lily goes after him. And while Marina tries to crawl away, Mercy comes to life and attacks the girl. But she's had enough fear, she kills her with the hairpin she gave her 15 years ago. Lily grabs the boy, but he breaks free and is attacked by Marina. She gives the girl back some of her contribution to the creature and explains that it no longer exists. But Bryce stabs Lily in the eye, for he promised. Behind him, Mercy appears and takes Bryce with him. Please support our channel by subscribing, as we are on our way to our goal of 5,000 subscribers. Also, please like and comment, this is the most valuable thing you can give. Thank you for your viewing, and as always I'm not saying goodbye.